Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Independent Schools Equity and Access Virtual College Fair. We're so excited to have you participating in this event. We have some fantastic schools here with us today. My name is Sarah, and I will be your facilitator. Before we get started, a few housekeeping items for you. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can use the Q&A button, and we encourage you to do so on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. If you have questions to a particular institution, go ahead and list their school's names. That way our panelists can get to those questions a bit quicker for you. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out the schedule on the website. And this presentation is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/Westtown. I now like to turn it over to our first presenter, Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University.
Okay, thank you so much. So I'm going to share my screen. All right, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sarah Bunch. I'm one of the assistant directors of admissions at Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. So let's go ahead and get started. First, I'm going to show you guys some pictures. So we have the US Space Shuttle Discovery, the Pentagon, commercial airlines, the International Space Station, and the inspiration for the SpaceX launch that made history by being the first civilian crew to go in space. And what all of these have in common is on each of them is or was one of our graduates. So today I'm going to tell you a little bit about Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. So first, where are we? We have two physical campuses, one in Daytona Beach, Florida, and the other in Prescott, Arizona. And we also have an online campus. And if you look at this map, what I love, there's a college or university in each state, and that's because this is a map of the best college for employment in each state. So in the states, we actually have a physical campus, Florida and Arizona. We are the best college for employment, which is pretty awesome for you, right? So what do we offer degrees in? You guys saw the space shuttle, some flight things. So our main degree areas are applied science. This includes things like astronomy and astrophysics. Aviation, we have a great flight program and many aviation related degrees. Business, we do have an excellent College of Business. Computers and technology, so this would include things like computer science, computer engineering and software engineering, which brings me to engineering. We have the aforementioned engineering programs as well as aerospace engineering, mechanical, electrical, civil, and so on. Security, intelligence, and safety. So we have a great Homeland Security major, and also for our computer science major, you can choose to focus in cybersecurity. And space. So this includes things like space physics and spaceflight operations. Just to give you a little insight here, our top 10 most popular degree programs are aerospace engineering, aeronautical science, which is our flight program, mechanical engineering, global security and intelligence studies, Homeland Security, Aviation Maintenance Science, Unmanned Aircraft System Science, which is cool drone stuff, Aviation Business Administration, Air Traffic Management, and Aerospace Physiology, which is a pre-med program. The great thing about us is no matter what you choose, you'll get industry tested faculty. None of our classes are taught by TAs, and the people who you're learning from have experience in the industries that you're trying to get into. We have small class sizes. At our Daytona Beach campus, for example, our average class size is 27. So you really get that personal time with your professor and your classmates. One of the coolest things about us is we're all about hands-on learning and state-of-the-art facilities. So our students learn by doing and graduate prepared for their careers. And we do have career-focused programs. This means that we're accredited. So for example, our aviation programs are accredited by the FAA. Our engineering programs accredited by ABIT, the American Board for Engineering and Technology, and so on. We have tons of co-op and internship opportunities, great career services, and tons of research opportunities, even as an undergrad. Just to give you a hint, my favorite piece of research going on right now for undergrads, there's a company working with NASA to put a lander on the moon next year, and they commissioned our students to create a device, a camera that's going to land first and capture a video of their landing, and it will be the first student project ever on the moon. So that's just a little taste, the very teeny tip of the iceberg of what our undergraduates get to work on. So because of our amazing faculty, our hands-on learning, our reputation in the industries that we offer degrees in, and just the opportunities we offer our students, 94.4% of our graduates are either employed or continuing education within 1 year of graduation, which is much higher than the national average. And again, that just goes back to all that we offer. We really work hard to ensure our students' future success. So hopefully I've sold you on how amazing we are. So how can you apply? We have an online application, erau.edu/apply. Normally there's a $50 application fee, but today I'm going to give you this waiver code DBPC to apply. It's best to apply in the fall of your senior year. If you're not a senior yet, just keep this in mind. We need your transcripts, unofficial or fine. And we can do that through mail, email, or electronic service like Naviance or Parchment. We are test optional. You don't have to submit test scores, but you can, and it can help you get scholarships. And then things like letters of recommendation, personal essay, and a resume, optional but encouraged. Anything that lets us know more about you can help give your application a competitive edge. So that's just the teensy-teensy-teensiest bit about us. Here's my information. There's my email address, my office phone number, and a QR code you can scan for more information that'll put you on our mailing list. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to me right now in Q&A and throughout this session, or you can email me anytime and I will be more than happy to help you through the Embry-Riddle admissions process. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next up, we have Gettysburg College.
Hello, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm Tyra. I'm one of our senior assistant directors here at Gettysburg College. I am going to share my screen so that we can jump right into some information. So Gettysburg College is a highly selective national college of the liberal arts and sciences with about 2,600 undergraduate students. Something that is really unique for us is our world famous location. So we are actually located in Pennsylvania, not Virginia, as some people think, but Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, we have over 3 million visitors to the town in a year. So there's definitely a lot that happens for us and for our students within the town. It's 2 blocks up to hit center Gettysburg from main campus. And we have access to larger major metropolitan areas such as Washington, D.C., Baltimore. So you kind of have the best of both worlds there. You have the nice greenery and everything in the area for Gettysburg. You have all of the history there, but then you also have access to those major cities. They're just an hour drive away, an hour and a half. Definitely things that our students take advantage of in a way. We are definitely a residential college where students can get involved right away by joining any one of our more than 120 student-run clubs and organizations. So if you're interested in political clubs and cultural affinity groups, if you're interested in absolutely anything, they are definitely a part of campus for sure. We also do have sports. We're a Division III school with 23 NCAA teams, as well as clubs and intramurals. And so it really is up to you to kind of decide what it is you're interested in. Most Gettysburg students have multiple interests, so they're doing multiple things, and you definitely have the time and space to do that while still maintaining fantastic academics. Just to also talk about campus, as far as residential college, housing is guaranteed all 4 years, and most students choose to live on campus all 4 years. And if they live off campus, it's typically seniors, but it's not far, and they're definitely on campus and doing things, etc. They just don't have housing on campus, but it is guaranteed all 4 years. And they're here in town. One of the first ways that you can see the connection that students have with the town of Gettysburg is actually through that first year walk, which happens during your orientation week as a first year student. We recreate the walk that students first took to go here at Lincoln, give the Gettysburg Address, which, fun fact, happened because a Gettysburg College alum invited Lincoln to give that speech. So we recreate that walk, and students get to hear the Gettysburg Address. The student gets in their classroom, gets the key to the city, but it's a really nice call to action and a really great way to start your Gettysburg College career. But as you're walking through town, the band is playing, everybody's on the sidelines cheering you on, and members from the town, either from their businesses, are throwing out free t-shirts and things like that. So it's definitely all around a fantastic environment to be in. Diving into academics a bit, Gettysburg is has a rigorous interdisciplinary program in the liberal arts and sciences. So you have over 65 majors, minors, and academic programs to choose from. So if you are interested in sciences, definitely an option here at Gettysburg. We have health sciences, which is geared towards the human body. You have biology, physics, you have computer science. We have a 3-2 engineering program where we partner with 4 institutions. So there's lots of options there. But if you're also interested in business, we have business organization and management, we have econ, and we also have mathematical economics. We've just added a data science minor in the last couple of years that students are really enjoying adding on to what they're doing for their major. Typically, over 80% of our students graduate with either a combination of a double major or a major or minor, or however they want to make it happen. We also have students studying off campus. So we're typically top 5 in the state as well as the country for our study abroad program. Our students are able to go abroad more than 2 semesters. You have 100+ affiliate programs around the world. Hopefully you can put me in your suitcase, but you have options, and we encourage our students to go off campus as much as possible. And then you can also get off campus other ways, but you can engage with the Eisenhower Institute, our Center for Public Service, all of these high impact programs that you actually have space for, an opportunity for as an undergraduate institution. You're not beating off grad school students for those opportunities, right? We also do have a conservatory of music if you are interested in music. So you have a wide range to choose from academically. A lot of our students can join in on research, end up being published before they even graduate. And you have the flexibility. Sometimes you come in not knowing exactly what you want to do, but you spend a couple of years really developing your passions and what you're interested in, okay? Over 98% of our recent alums, that includes our 2020 grads, are either employed or enrolled in graduate school within 1 year of graduation. And over 90% of our recent graduates were accepted and enrolled full-time into a graduate school program 1 year later. So after that. Over 80% of our students also complete at least 1 internship before they graduate, but we have a ton of students do more than that. As an alum, I had one every single summer. But we really want students to get experience. It's not about sitting in a class and regurgitating information. It's about developing those critical thinking skills. It's being adaptable. And part of that is doing internships, externships, job shadowing opportunities, and all of those things. Our Center for Career Engagement helps students to prepare for life after Gettysburg. And what does that mean? Whether that is a job or whether that is grad school or when it might be. And I'll leave you with some of our information, depending on what year you might be. We do have, I just want to highlight that we are test optional and have been for over a decade. So very easy process. And we definitely mean test optional if students are interested in it. And then you also do have merit scholarships that you do not have to submit anything extra for, from Founders to Lincoln. But I'm also happy to talk more with you about anything else you might have. So thanks for joining me, and I'll put my email down in the chat below.
Thank you so much. Next up, we have Lincoln University.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today's session. My name is Shanice Pereira, and I serve as the Assistant Director of Admissions at Lincoln University. So I'm going to take the time, I'm going to share my screen, and we will get into sharing more about Lincoln. Okay, so Lincoln University is located in southern Chester County, Pennsylvania. So actually not too far from you all. We currently have a campus that is 422 acres, and we are in a rural surrounding. Nearby cities to Lincoln University are Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Wilmington, Delaware, Baltimore, Maryland, and New York and New Jersey. So our students have a lot of fun sometimes going off campus to visit nearby cities, like on the weekends. Quick facts about Lincoln University. So we are a historically Black college and university. We are proud to actually be the first degree granting historically Black college and university. Out of the 100+ HBCUs that there are, Lincoln University is within the top 30 of HBCUs. Although we are located in Pennsylvania, we have students that come from a number of different states and countries to attend Lincoln. So we have over 24 states and 11 countries currently represented in our student population. So you may meet someone from Alaska, someone from Florida, California, who knows, right? Our student population is currently 2,000 students with a 14-to-1 student-teacher ratio and an average classroom size of 20 students. So you will not be in a super large class of 100 and 200 students while you're at Lincoln University. And that really allows for our students to be able to build relationships with their professors and their peers in their classes. At Lincoln University, we do offer over 30 different undergraduate programs, as well as each major has a dedicated academic advisor. So no matter what you decide to major in, you will have an advisor that is really there to help hold your hand and guide you through your 4 years at Lincoln to make sure you're taking the right classes and you have everything that you need to be successful. We offer a number of different academic support services to our students as well. So that includes peer and professional tutoring. We have a writing and reading lab on campus, a math center, as well as we have computer labs with free printing available to students. Currently at Lincoln, as I said, we offer over 30 different majors. Here's a list of some of the majors that we offer. I recommend if you see the major that you're interested in, visit Lincoln's website to learn more about the classes you will take and student outcomes for these different majors. Some of our top programs do include biology, chemistry, criminal justice, psychology, mass communications, business management, computer science, and finance. So you have a lot of different options here, just depending on what you're interested in. We do offer a nursing program as well. We do have pre-professional programs. So if you're thinking you want to go pre-med, maybe you're interested in going to law school after graduation, you do have a number of different opportunities available to you with pre-professional programs. Student success at Lincoln does not just happen in the classroom. So we have a dedicated student success division that looks like the different things on your screen, right? So we offer an Office of Internship Services to really ensure that we are helping our students get internships prior to graduating from the university. We have an Office of Career Development that is there to help you with figuring out what it is you want to do. Where do you want to work? What should you write on your resume? How should you conduct yourself in a job interview? They are there providing you with different resources to make sure that you are successful as you prepare to go into the working world. We have an Office of Undergraduate Research. So for any students maybe interested in STEM, where research is something that you're interested in, you do have that opportunity on Lincoln's campus. We have an Office of International Programs that allows for our students to study abroad. So whether you would like to study abroad for a semester in China, or maybe you want to go to Ireland, you can have that option as a Lincoln student, no matter what your major is. We also do offer an Office of Community Service because it is important that we are cultivating our students to be leaders at Lincoln University. So we want them to be able to give back to their community. And then we also do offer an Office of Counseling Services to ensure that you are physically, emotionally, and spiritually healthy while you're on Lincoln's campus. Student life at Lincoln, as a historically Black college and university, we have a very active student life. So we have over 70 different clubs and organizations, which does include Greek life. We have a marching band, concert choir, fashion club, dance team, so many things to get involved in. 93% of our students are involved in some form of extracurricular activity. We are Division II in athletics. So here are some of the sports that we offer. So if you're interested in playing a sport, we welcome you to join the sports team at Lincoln University. And so I'll get into like cost of attendance in the application process. So cost of attendance for you all as in-state students is roughly $23,000 per year. Cost of attendance includes everything. So your tuition, housing, room and board, all that wrapped into the one cost of $23,000 per year. At Lincoln University, we are very intentional about awarding scholarships to our students. So there are 3 tiers of scholarships you can receive: merit scholarships, which are based on your GPA and your test score; needed-based scholarships, which are based on financial need; and then performance scholarships. So if you're interested in joining marching band, concert choir, you can receive scholarships for those organizations as well. And lastly, I'll say this about the application process to Lincoln. Our application is free. So if you're interested in applying, you can complete a free online application. And we will ask for your high school transcript, in SAT or ACT scores. However, if you have not taken the test, you do have our test waiver option, so you can omit to submit your SAT and ACT scores. So thanks guys so much for your time. If you're interested in Lincoln, please visit lincoln.edu.
Thank you so much, Lincoln University. Next up, we have the Catholic University of America.
Hi, everyone. My name is Abby Billings, and I am one of the Associate Deans at the Catholic University of America. I also work with students from Philadelphia and the surrounding counties. So for those of you that are from this area, I'm going to be the admissions counselor for you. Give me 1 second here. So a little bit about kind of the numbers for the university. We are a small university located in Washington, D.C. So we are in the city, we're just not right downtown. We have about 3,100 undergraduates on campus, and around 80% of our students do self-identify as Catholic. So that's one of the first questions that we always get is, because of our name, do you have to be Catholic to attend? And the answer is no. We have our name because we received our charter directly from the Vatican itself. So that is why we have the name that we do. Now, a large number of students on campus are Catholic, and if you are Catholic, there are plenty of ways to get involved with the faith life on campus, but at the same time, campus ministry is still there for you regardless of your faith background. And if you need to get connected with another faith community in DC, they're more than happy to work with you to make sure that your faith needs are being met as well. And our students are coming from all over the country to attend the university, so you do get a nice diverse background of students. We're a research university, so we have 34 research centers on campus. Classes are small, average class size is about 19, and our campus itself in terms of size is 176 acres. So very green, very spacious, but still within the city. Outside of the classroom, there's a lot to get involved with. So we have about 100 different student clubs and organizations, as well as 25 Division III varsity athletic teams. Varsity level isn't your thing. We do also offer club sports, intramural leagues, and fitness centers. All told, there's about 40 to 50 different events taking place on campus each week, from just events just for fun to performances to service opportunities. So there's a lot to do on campus, but also off campus. So we are fortunate enough to be located right on a metro line. We actually have our very own stop right across the street from campus. It's the Brookland CUA stop on the Red Line. It's about 3 stations away from Union Station in the Capitol building. You can take it in another 2 to 3 stops to get downtown or along the National Mall. So it's very easy for our students to access everything within the city, to go to the museums, to the monuments, to sporting events, to different theatrical productions. It also makes it really easy to access any internships that you might be pursuing. That's something that we really strongly encourage all students to pursue regardless of major. So students are paired with an advisor in our Center for Academic and Career Success who will stay with them all 4 years. And this advisor helps you not only plan your schedule, but also find those internship and job opportunities outside of the classroom. On the screen, you can see just a handful of the places our students have interned, but being in Washington means you have access to a lot of government organizations and agencies, Fortune 500 companies, nonprofits, you name it, we've probably had a student intern there. In terms of majors, we have almost 80 different majors to choose from, as well as nearly 70 different minors and certificates. So it's certainly possible to study more than one area if you have multiple academic interests. The schools that you see up on the screen are the ones that offer undergraduate degrees. Just to give some highlights, some of our most popular programs are politics, which makes sense, media studies, psychology, also business just in general is very popular with our students, nursing as well. Our nursing program is now direct entry, so that has grown in popularity certainly over the last few years. So there's a wide variety of programs you can choose from, as well as architecture, engineering, music, social work, theology, and philosophy. For the application review process, so we do a recalculated GPA to a 4.0 scale. We also look at a student's strength of curriculum. So when you send in your transcript, we will recalculate based on the GPA scale that your high school uses. We are test blind, so we do not review SAT or ACT scores whatsoever. We also look at any activities or leadership roles that you held, things that you did outside of school, and you'll receive automatic consideration for merit scholarships as well as the honors program. In terms of the application itself, we are through the Common App. It is also completely free to apply to the university. While we have passed our early action and early decision 1 deadline, our next one coming up is January 15th. So there is still time to apply if you are considering attending Catholic next year. For merit scholarships, they can range from $15,000 to $32,000. And so again, those are the ones that you'll be automatically reviewed for when you apply to the university. Additionally, if you are a parishioner at a Catholic church, we do also offer an additional $4,000 parish scholarship, as well as an additional $1,000 legacy grant if you had a parent, grandparent, or sibling who attended the university. All students who are admitted to the university will also be automatically reviewed for our Archdiocesan Scholarship, which is our highest award given to our highest achieving students. It does cover full tuition. And again, there's no separate application you need to fill out to be considered for these. The Parish Scholarship and the Legacy Grant, you actually apply for in the Common App. We have sections in the member questions where you can fill in that information, so you don't have to send in a separate form. In terms of next steps, how you can further connect with the university, you can connect with your counselor, which again, if you're from the Philadelphia area, is me. You can follow us on our social media channels. We also have some upcoming events. We're doing virtual events if you don't feel comfortable yet coming down to campus or being in a crowd of people. Many of our virtual events are led live by either admission counselors or other university staff. If you do feel comfortable coming to campus, we are hosting on-campus tours and information sessions in person as well. So plenty of ways to connect with the university, depending on what you feel comfortable with. But thank you all so much.
Thank you very much. Next up, we have University of Virginia.
Hi, everybody. My name is Alexandra Cook. I am an admission counselor at the University of Virginia. And let's see if I can go ahead and share my screen. Okay, so again, my name is Alex or Alexandra. I want to thank you all for logging on and taking the time just to learn more about UVA and our admission process. So the University of Virginia is a public research university created with a few goals in mind, about 3. 1, to foster a love of learning. The second, to create a sense of student self-governance, which I will touch on a little bit more in the presentation. And lastly, to educate citizen scholars to go forth and engage in the global community as a whole. Even though these goals were made a couple hundred years ago, founded by Thomas Jefferson, UVA still upholds them, and these goals are driving forces to this day. So first,
Alex, sorry, just letting you know your screen. I'm not sure if we're supposed to see your screen, but we can't see it.
You can't? Oh.
Yep.
How about now?
Perfect. There we go.
Okay, I'm so sorry. Okay, so yeah, I would like to acknowledge that the university was built by enslaved laborers and owned enslaved laborers for about 50 years after its establishment. I would also like to acknowledge that the land that the university was built upon was taken from the Monacan Nation, and they are the traditional custodians of this land. While there is still much work to be done, I would like to highlight the faculty, staff, and most importantly, the student body in ensuring an equitable and inclusive education for all, regardless of background. So just some quick facts to get us started. We have about 18,000 undergraduate students and just under 1,000 clubs and organizations at UVA. At the same time, a little over 50% of the classes offered have fewer than 20 students. A great sign because VA does pride itself on finding a balance, especially with our ratio of professors and students. You have individualized attention from those professors, as well as the ability to take advantage of just a bunch of different opportunities on grounds, which is just another word that we use to call campus. So you definitely won't feel like you're just a face or a number in the crowd. As a public institution, we have an agreement with the state of Virginia that about 2/3 of our student population is from Virginia, while 1/3 come from all over the United States and the rest of the world. So as I mentioned before, one of the hallmarks of UVA is self-governance, and we have just about under 900 student-led clubs and organizations, such as the Student-Led Judiciary Committee, on our committee. We have a SpongeBob club. We have clubs that go to Planet Fitness together, and so much more. We also are the #1 health system in Virginia, and our research occurs in science and engineering labs and extends into our classrooms and libraries with the study of humanities and liberal arts. Over 2/3 of our students conduct undergraduate research at some point in their undergraduate career. Also, as the only 4-year institution in Charlottesville, Virginia, companies and organizations look to UVA for interns, and our students have internship opportunities all over the globe. Over 70% of our students conduct an internship some point in their undergraduate career. If you also have a commitment to service, as well as working towards a career outside and getting ready to graduate the college, you can also volunteer with the Madison House. We have an umbrella organization called the Madison House that services all of our volunteer endeavors. UVA students as a whole have served over 100,000 hours of community service, and that's per year through Madison House. As I mentioned earlier, because we are a public institution, about 2/3 of our student body must be Virginians and 1/3 can come from outside of Virginia. So that number reflects in our in-state and out-of-state offer rates. About 14,000 applications last year came from Virginians versus the submitted 34,000 out-of-state applications, bringing us to a total about 48,000 applications that we read last year. In terms of undergraduate schools, we have a number of various academic options you can apply to directly as a first-year applicant. It's the College of Arts and Sciences, School of Engineering, Architecture, Nursing, and Kinesiology. You'll have about 1 to 2 years as an undergraduate to specify the program you would like to graduate from, and it can include the list of colleges both on the left and the right hand of the slide. We offer over 75 undergraduate majors, and with so many options and so many classes to take, it is very easy to transfer majors if you so desire. So in terms of the application with UVA, we are a common application school. That means within the common application site, you can apply to UVA as well as a number of other partner schools just through one single website. What we're specifically looking for is that you take advantage of the most rigorous courses offered at your school across the core subjects, and you've continued to take core subjects throughout the entirety of your high school career. Next to your transcript, there are about 3 writing prompts to complete. It's not too bad. But I had to do the same thing when I was applying to colleges. This year we are test optional. And this year and next year we are planning to be test optional. In terms of financial aid, we do meet 100% of demonstrated need for US citizens and permanent residents. And hopefully the information I gave you all acted as an introduction to everything offered here at UVA. I will put my information in the chat below, but if you have any questions, feel free to ask or type it in the chat box. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next up, we have Hamilton College.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Peaches Valdez. I'm the Dean of Admission at Hamilton College, which is located in Central New York, and I'm going to share my screen. So if, Sarah, if you cannot see it, if you could give me a heads up, that would be great. I don't hear from anyone. I'm assuming it is up. So we are located, as I said, in Central New York. We are in an area called the foothills of the Adirondacks. We are about 4.5 hours from New York City. We are 4 hours from Boston, 4 hours from Toronto. And one thing about our community, we have about 2,000 students in our undergraduate population. A little over 1,800 live on campus in a more traditional year. And we have about 150 who will be participating in off-campus adventures, whether that's study away domestically or internationally. We have students from 49 states and 46 countries from around the world. About 27% of our students identify as US citizens of color. Close to 7% of our students are non-US citizens. And about 16% of our students are the first in their family to go to college, with over more than 50% of our students who are on some type of need-based financial aid. But what brings this campus together is the fact that we want to be a place where students can study what they love, be who they are, and find their future. And with that, the study what you love I think one of the most important things about Hamilton is that we are one of the few colleges and universities in the country with a open curriculum. That means that we do not have any type of general education requirements as part of graduation. So we're not going to have a core curriculum, distribution requirements, divisional requirements. We want students to dive into what interests them from the moment they get to campus. We have 57 areas of study. And so as you can see on my PowerPoint, the most popular being economics, mathematics, government, literature, neuroscience, public policy, psychology, creative writing, biology, and chemistry, biochemistry. What's exciting about this is that because of the open curriculum, our students are able to pursue multiple disciplines at one time. So 1 in 5 majors, one in 5 seniors actually will be a double major on campus. Of course, being named after Alexander Hamilton, as we all know, was a prolific writer and orator. We do want our students to come out with a strong set of communication skills by the time they leave the college. And through that, our students will actually complete 3 writing intensives during their time at Hamilton. What's great about that is basically it's also very similar to the open curriculum. There are courses that are interesting to you. So if you are more of a STEM-based individual, you can take mathematics or you can take neuroscience and psychology and take one of the writing intensive classes through that. If you lean more towards the humanities and social sciences, there will be a variety of different courses that you can take as part of those requirements as well. The nice thing is it gives you a strong sense of how to become a strong college writer. And the fact that you can take it in areas that excite you and interest you is just a plus. But with the open curriculum, our students are definitely students who are engaged and energized and take initiative in their educational paths. We have a center for writing, oral communications, and also quantitative and symbolic reasoning. So these are additional supports for students should they need them while on campus. And I want to reassure students that just if you seek this additional academic support, it's not stigmatized. So our students are actually taking advantage of this. So whether you're a senior writing your thesis or you're a first-year college writer, the idea is to get you comfortable with asking for help and seeking that out through the resources we have. We definitely want our students to be engaged outside the classroom as well. So we fund about $500,000 worth of research. Our students tend to do it during the summer and winter breaks because of the fact that we want them to be able to focus on their academics while they're at the college. And so every student will do some type of research, whether that's a capstone, a senior poster project, as part of your senior thesis, basically. So at the end of your 4 years, you will actually present to your department. We also want students to take advantage of off-campus learning. As I said, in a more traditional year, we have 150 to 200 who live off campus. We have about 60% of our students, so about 2/3 of our students will actually participate in our study away and study abroad programs. We have domestic programs in New York City, Boston, and Washington, D.C. We also have abroad immersive programs in Beijing, in Paris, and in Madrid. And the idea with these is the really immersive cultural professional experiences. So not only will you be living with families, attending a university, you'll actually have an internship or a job as part of that. And the idea is to engage within a local community from a variety of different lenses. But of course, if you would prefer not to do any of those type of immersives, we have over 100 other programs that students can participate that are sponsored by peer institutions. Another part of the promise that we give students is that you get to be who you are. And that seems pretty standard, what every college and university wants. So the way we do it is that adventurism and that idea of exploration in your academics also follows through in your social lives on campus. We are a member of the NESCAC, which is the premier Division III athletics league, where about 1/3 of our students will play varsity sports. We have another 1/3 of our students will actually participate in club and intramural sports, and about 1/3 of students who may not be involved as much with more structured athletics, but they are engaging and supporting their students. And their classmates. So if you are interested in pursuing athletics, it's definitely an opportunity for students. You can balance this out with your academics. If you're someone who's more interested in club sports, we have things from canoe racing to curling to ultimate frisbee. And then we have students who do more solo sports. So for example, rock climbing, we have a rock wall on campus. And of course, because of our location being the Adirondacks, students have that opportunity. And then finally, we want our students to find their future. And through that, we'll have professional advisors. They'll support you throughout your 4 years on campus. And 97% of our students will be placed in employment or graduate school by the time they leave Hamilton. The one last thing I would want to mention is that we are a school of opportunity. And so that means that we do not want finances to be a barrier from a student applying to the college. So we are need blind. That means your financial aid, or financial need is not taken into consideration in an admission decision. And we are also committed to meeting a demonstrated need 100% for all of our students. So that was a quick review, but if you have any questions, feel free, and that's my email address.
Thank you so much. I'd like to invite all of our presenters to join me back on camera, and we'll start in the order of which you presented. So starting with Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process?
So a couple things. I think, first of all, that there's no harm in applying. I think be sure to explore your options. There are a lot of really amazing colleges and universities out there for you. So definitely look around. And secondly, I think don't be afraid to ask questions. People like us are here to help you and guide you. You're not alone in looking for a college. And if you have any questions, all the information you need to reach out and find someone who can help guide you through the process is available on all of our respective websites. So don't be afraid to ask questions, show us that you're interested, and broaden your search.
Gettysburg College.
Yeah, I would say just taking it a little deeper from Sarah is making sure your admissions person knows who you are. Right. We receive a lot of applications and a lot of students asking, how do you make yourself be unique? How do you, stand out? And standing out is, making sure there's a face to the application. So if you have the opportunity to interview, take it. It's another chance for you to advocate for yourself. If you have the opportunity to do sessions with them virtually or in person, take that for sure. So just make sure your admissions person, no matter what school it is, definitely knows you, especially if you love the school, right? So demonstrated interest is important.
Lincoln University.
Thank you. I would say to make sure, of course, that you're paying attention to the deadlines of the schools that you are interested in. So I always recommend for students to maybe get a binder or a notebook that you organize all the schools that you want to apply to and deadlines that are specific to those schools, right? So you know when you need to apply, and then if there are any scholarship application deadlines or if they require a scholarship, so kind of get organized, pay attention to those deadlines because you don't want to miss out on any opportunities that may be available to you, and you want to have as many options as possible.
The Catholic University of America.
I would say visit campus. That is the biggest thing that I read in applications is students fell in love when they visited our campus. It's one thing to read about things online. I think virtual is, it's great if you're not able to make it across the country or it doesn't allow you to, but any opportunity you have, if you are able to physically get onto campus, even if it's not through, a guided tour, it's just walking around, getting a sense of place. That is something that I highly recommend. I highly recommend going to visit the campus, going into a few of the buildings if you can, seeing what transportation is like, anything to kind of give you that personal taste. Definitely recommend visiting campuses when you're able to.
University of Virginia.
I would say just doubling down on everybody previous. Attending a tour at the university itself, on campus, talking to a student who currently goes there, whether it's an undergraduate student or a graduate student, PhD, you will be able to receive a lot of answers that maybe admissions does not know about if they're not a student currently attending classes. Maybe we were previous and alum, but not now. So just being able to just get a clear idea of what you would like to look for and what the student body looks like in and of itself is a really good way to kind of immerse yourself into your interests already, just kind of ahead of time.
Hamilton College.
Sure, thank you. So I've been in admissions for over 22 years, and I've worked with thousands of students. And the one piece of advice I give students is that you've invested to be here this morning with us, whether that's attending the college fair or participating in any of the panels. You need to see this process as an investment in your success, that you will be having a number of individuals supporting you through this process, whether it's your college counselors, whether it's your family, whether it's mentors. In the end, you have to see it as yourself, something that you're investing in. So make sure, as my colleagues have said today, read the directions, make sure you have the deadlines, make sure you do your research, find those places that you will find as transformational. Know that this is not your 13th, 14th year of high school, that this is an opportunity for you to challenge yourself, get a sense of who you are, but also who you see yourself becoming. And know that in the end, you're going to make a good decision. You're going to make the right choice. You're going to find a school that will be the best fit for you. And that's academic, social, and financial. And so see that as a fun process. This is actually an amazing time for all of you to really explore who you are, who you're going to become, and what school in the end will be help you achieve those goals. So good luck with the search.
Well, I want to thank our wonderful presenters today for their insights, their institutional knowledge and information. And thank you all for joining us. And when you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 5-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. And we encourage you to check to the schedule to sign up for more sessions, and you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other session recordings at strivescan.com/Westtown. Thank you and have a great rest of your day.